Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to become deeply connected to English. Not for a few days, not just when you feel motivated, but permanently, for the rest of your life. If you've ever started learning English and then quit, if you've ever felt excited one day and bored the next, if you've ever asked yourself why you can't stay consistent or why you always lose interest, this message is for you. And here's the truth. It's not your fault. Your brain isn't broken. You're not lazy. You were simply never taught how to fall in love with English. This isn't about grammar rules or memorizing vocabulary. This is about changing your relationship with English. Rewiring your brain to enjoy it, crave it, and make it part of who you are. English should feel like food, like identity, like a daily habit you don't question. This is not short-term motivation. This is a system to make English a permanent part of your life. By the end, you won't just think differently about English, you'll feel differently. This will be the moment your real English journey begins. Train your brain to love English. If you want to stay consistent with English, you must stop treating it like a school subject. This is where most people fail. They treat English like homework, something boring, difficult, and stressful. But English isn't a subject. It's a living language. It's how people express emotions, share stories, build relationships, and understand the world. If you treat English like something lifeless, your brain will never connect with it. So the first shift is mental. You must change what English represents in your mind. Ask yourself honestly, what does English mean to me? For many learners, English represents fear, confusion, failure, or embarrassment. If that's the story in your head, your brain will always try to escape English. It will distract you. It will make excuses. From today, that story must change. You must start telling yourself, English is my freedom. English is my power. English is how I grow, travel, and become confident. English is my future. Say these words out loud every day. The brain learns through emotion and repetition. When you repeat something with feeling, your brain accepts it as truth. This is how habits and addictions are formed. Create emotional experiences with English. People don't get addicted to things. They get addicted to feelings. Someone isn't addicted to their phone. They're addicted to how it makes them feel. The same applies to English. If English makes you feel tired or frustrated, your brain will avoid it. If English makes you feel confident and inspired, your brain will want more. So you must connect English with emotion. Watch English movies that move you. Listen to podcasts that inspire you. Read stories that make you feel something. Speak English in front of the mirror and say powerful sentences about yourself. When English becomes emotional, your brain starts asking for it naturally. Not because you have to, but because it feels good. Build a simple daily English loop. Start each morning with a short English routine. Begin by watching or listening to something inspiring in English. Then speak out loud. Repeat what you heard. Copy the emotion. Use your voice. Finally, close your eyes and remind yourself that English is part of who you are. The brain is most open to new beliefs in the morning. When English is the first emotional experience of your day, your brain begins to associate English with confidence and clarity. That's how consistency begins, through feeling, not force. Change your environment to support English. Motivation fades. Environment doesn't. You can feel excited today and still quit next week if your environment pulls you back. If everything around you is in your native language, your phone, apps, entertainment, and routines, English will always feel like an outsider. So you must design an English-friendly environment. Change your phone language to English. Rename apps using English words. Replace native language content with English podcasts, videos, and playlists. Use English quotes as your wallpaper. You're not studying, you're training your brain passively. When your brain sees English all day, it starts expecting it. Surround your ears with English. What you hear shapes how you think. Play English in the background while walking, cleaning, cooking, or resting. Even if you don't understand everything, your brain absorbs rhythm, pronunciation, and structure just like a child does. Choose voices you enjoy. If the sound is boring, your brain switches off. If it's engaging, your brain stays connected. Let English become your background noise. Silence is the enemy, English is the atmosphere. Use the mirror as your speaking partner. Every time you look into a mirror, say one sentence in English. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to happen. This creates a powerful microhabit. You train your brain to speak without fear, without pressure, without judgment. Over time, English becomes automatic. Bring English into your physical space. Your surroundings shape your habits. Write English quotes and place them where you'll see them every day. Create a small English corner in your room, a place that feels focused and special. Put your books, notebook, and headphones there. This tells your brain, this is who I'm becoming. English stops being something you do sometimes. It becomes part of your identity. Replace don't add. You don't need more time, you need smarter choices. Replace part of the time you already spend on social media or entertainment with English content. You're not losing anything. You're upgrading your life. When English becomes your environment, your emotion, and your identity, consistency is no longer a struggle. It becomes natural.
People spend hours every day consuming content in their native language, and then they say, I don't have time for English. But the truth is simple. You don't need more time. You need to replace time. Start small. Replace a short part of your native language content with English content. If you usually watch your favorite show in your language, try watching it in English with English subtitles. If you scroll YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels, scroll in English. Follow pages that help you grow. Even a small daily change can completely reprogram your language center over time. Speak English even if nobody understands you. One of the biggest excuses learners give is, I have nobody to speak English with. That's not a problem. That's an opportunity. Now you must become your own English partner. Talk to yourself in English while walking, cooking, or waiting. Describe what you are doing. I'm making tea. This smells amazing. Today is a good day to practice English. Narrate your life like a movie. She looked at her phone. It was early morning. Another beautiful day to become fluent. If you are brave, start using short English phrases with your family. Don't worry if they don't understand. They will get used to it. This isn't about them. It's about training your brain to speak English even when it feels uncomfortable, so one day it feels natural. If you change your environment, you change your identity. If you change your identity, you change your destiny. Don't wait for the perfect teacher. Don't wait for English speakers to appear. Become your own environment. Build your English world on your phone, in your room, in your mirror, in your ears, and in your mind. Because once your environment starts speaking English to you, your brain will fall in love with it naturally. That's how addiction begins. Connect English with emotion. Let me ask you something. Why do you still remember your first love, your worst fight, or your saddest moment, even years later? Not because you memorized them. Because you felt them. The brain forgets facts, but the heart never forgets emotions. If you want English to stay with you forever, if you want to think, speak, and even dream in English, you must stop learning only with logic and start learning with emotion. Emotion is what makes a language stick to your soul. Why emotion creates memory. When you feel strong emotion, your brain releases powerful chemicals that tell it, this matters. That's why you remember emotional movie scenes, but forget textbook pages. When you connect emotion to English words you hear, speak, and write, your brain remembers them automatically, not because you studied, but because they meant something. Watch English that makes you feel something. Many learners say, I watch English movies, but I don't improve. The problem is they watch without feeling. Stop watching boring content just to learn. Start watching content that touches your heart. Choose movies or shows that make you laugh, cry, feel angry, inspired, scared, or hopeful. When your heart opens, your brain listens deeply. Watch an emotional scene. Watch it again with English subtitles. Repeat the dialogue. Speak it out loud. Feel the emotion behind the words. Even a short emotional moment can be more powerful than hours of lifeless study. Write your emotions in English every day. This may be one of the most important habits you ever build. Write your rage feelings in English. Not grammar exercises. Not translations. Your fears. Your dreams. Your anger. Your pride. Your secrets. When you write your truth in English, the language becomes personal. English stops being foreign. It becomes your voice. Before bed, write a few honest sentences in English. This made me anxious today. I miss someone. I felt strong when I spoke English. I'm scared of failing, but I won't stop. This isn't just writing. This is therapy. This is connection. This is how English enters your soul. Speak with feeling, not just grammar. Most learners focus only on correctness. They worry about mistakes. They speak slowly and nervously. But great speakers don't speak perfectly. They speak with emotion. Take emotional sentences and say them with feeling. I don't want to give up. This matters to me. I'm tired, but I won't quit. Say them clearly, loudly, slowly. Feel every word. Now English becomes more than language. It becomes expression. Use emotional visualization. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself speaking confidently in an interview. Giving a speech in English. Making your family proud. Traveling and speaking freely. Understanding movies without subtitles. Feel those emotions. Now describe that scene out loud in English. Simple words are fine. Strong feelings matter more. Your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. Practice this often, and you'll build a new English identity, confident, fluent, and expressive. Listen to English that gives you goosebumps. Find English content that moves you deeply. A speech. A song. A poem. A powerful story. When your heartbeat changes. When your eyes get wet. That's not just learning. That's rewiring. Create a playlist of these moments. Listen when you feel low. Repeat the words with feeling. Let English grow from your heart, not from a textbook. Don't just memorize English. Feel it. Live it. Heal with it. That's how English becomes part of who you are. Talk to yourself in English. You can understand English perfectly and still not speak it, because speaking is physical. Reading doesn't train your mouth. Listening doesn't train your mouth. Speaking does. Like dancing, driving, or swimming, speaking English is a physical skill. You must move your mouth every day. Most learners think too much and speak too little. That's why they understand English but can't speak it. Now you know the truth. You can train your mouth alone, without a teacher, partner, or classroom. Speaking alone is not strange. It's powerful. And this is where Reach Fluency begins.
The fastest way to speak fluent English is simpler than most people think. Many learners ask, how can I improve my speaking if I have no one to talk to? The answer is simple. Talk to yourself every single day, out loud, with energy and emotion. This is not silly. This is not childish. This is exactly how champions are made. Every great speaker, actor, leader, or communicator practiced alone for thousands of hours before speaking in public. So don't wait for a perfect partner. Don't wait for a class. Don't wait for a native speaker. Start now. Start alone. Start with yourself. When you talk to yourself in English, you control the topic. You can repeat again and again. There is no fear of judgment. Confidence grows. Your mouth becomes trained. Your words become faster. Your voice becomes stronger. Your identity becomes more fluent. Why talking to yourself works. Your brain learns faster when you hear something. Say it out loud. Feel the movement in your mouth, and repeat it consistently. This creates deep connections between your brain's language center, your mouth muscles, and your emotional confidence system. When you speak English to yourself, you activate vocabulary memory. You train your mouth to produce English sounds. You build smooth brain-to-mouth fluency. This is completely different from only listening or reading. This is full-body fluency training. The mirror talk method. The mirror is one of the most powerful speaking partners you'll ever have. It's always available. It never interrupts. It never laughs. And it reflects your body language, emotions, and eye contact. Stand in front of a mirror and look into your own eyes. Don't look away. Start with simple sentences about your day. Talk about how you feel. Talk about your goals. Speak slowly and clearly. Use emotion. Use your hands and facial expressions. Repeat your sentences louder each time. Then talk about your dreams, your problems, and your future plans. End with a strong sentence like, I am becoming fluent. I can feel it. I will speak English with confidence. You are not just practicing English. You are practicing belief, presence, and power. Do this regularly, even for a few minutes, and it will change everything. Narrate your life in English. Narration means describing what you are doing as you do it. This is one of the easiest and most natural ways to speak English all day without stress. While brushing your teeth, describe it. While cooking, describe it. While walking, describe the weather, your thoughts, your surroundings. While cleaning, describe what you see and how you feel. Your daily life becomes your language classroom. You don't need extra time. You don't need books. You just need awareness. Your mouth gets thousands of repetitions naturally. The shadowing technique. Shadowing means listening to English and repeating it immediately, like an echo. This method is used by interpreters, actors, and language professionals. It trains your ear, your pronunciation, your rhythm, and your speed. Most importantly, it helps you speak without translating in your head. You hear. You repeat. You flow. Repeat until you crave it. Most people start learning English with excitement, then stop. Not because they are lazy. Not because they lack intelligence. Not because they lack time. They stop because they never built repetition into their system. The brain doesn't grow from what you do once. The brain grows from what you do every day. Fluency is not the result of intensity. Fluency is the result of consistency. Repetition is why you remember your name. Repetition is why you walk without thinking. Repetition is why you speak your native language effortlessly. Now repetition must be the reason you become fluent in English. How addiction really works. Addiction is not weakness. It's repetition plus reward. When the brain experiences something again and again, and that experience gives even a small reward, it begins to expect it. Soon it wants more automatically. That's how people become addicted to scrolling, sugar, games, or validation. Apply the same science to English. Practice English daily, even briefly, with emotion and belief. Your brain will begin to expect it. Miss a day and something feels off. Miss more days and you feel uncomfortable. That's when English becomes a need, not a task. Repeat to remember, repeat to rewire. There are two kinds of repetition. One helps you remember words. The other changes who you are. When you use new words repeatedly in speaking, writing, narration, and shadowing, your brain stores them permanently. When you repeat identity sentences daily, like, I speak English confidently, or English is part of who I am, your brain slowly accepts them as truth. This is how identity changes. One day you stop trying to be fluent. You simply are. Create rituals, not random study. Random study depends on motivation. Rituals depend on habit. A ritual happens at the same time, in the same place, with the same action. Just like brushing your teeth. Choose a fixed time for English. Choose simple activities. Choose one consistent place. Choose a small reward afterward. When English becomes a ritual, your brain trusts it. Motivation becomes unnecessary. Make English normal. This may sound strange, but it's powerful. Don't chase excitement. Chase normality. Everything permanent in life is sometimes boring. Eating, sleeping, brushing your teeth. English should become the same. When English becomes normal, you never quit. When you never quit, fluency becomes inevitable. This is how you become addicted to English in the healthiest, strongest way. Not through pressure, not through fear, but through purpose, emotion, and identity. From today, speak with purpose. Learn with emotion. Practice with power. Repeat with consistency. Because this is not just about English. This is about who you are choosing to become.